Hey everybody, welcome back. It's me, it's Jason. It's our road to the Rockies. This ain't kind of a, I guess it is. During the build of the Talon and the DR for our road to the Rockies, because we're going to the Rockies. That's our trip this year, to ride the Rocky Mountains. And we've been building the DR 650, and we've been building the Talon. The Talon's done. For now, for what we're going to do to it. But one of the big things is I've had several people hit me up, couple of the web rooms I'm in, the chat boards and stuff, the groups on, you know, FB and the others. Everybody's hit me up wanting to know how I did my dual battery for the Talon. Now, for those of you that don't know, a lot of us that run a lot of aftermarket stuff, stereo systems, the lights, the winches, the heaters, the heated seats, all that stuff. The factory battery will run it, but it'll also run it down. If you leave something on, you're trapped out in the woods to get somebody to jump you off or what have you. There is a dual battery setup to where we run two batteries. And there's several ways of doing it. If money's not an option, there's a couple kits out there. I think they're anywhere from $800 to $1,200. Not doing that. So what I did was I built a few of these systems. I've done them several different ways. I've done them with the marine switch that you can switch both batteries together. You can segregate one battery from the other. On this one, I just wanted to keep it simple, keep it kind of, I don't know, bulletproof and low maintenance. I just want to walk y'all through what I did on the dual battery setup for the Talon. Again, the Talon, we haven't had it out yet. We're going New Year's for the rally in the Smokies. But as of right now, it's still sitting here in the garage. And I had another guy hit me up tonight and said, "Hey, how'd you do that?" And I said, "All right, that's it. I'm gonna make a video, put it out there so y'all can see it." So I'm just gonna walk you through it, take a minute and tell you what I did. Now, we kind of cheated a little bit because, forgive the shakiness, people. All right. So we've got the special edition. Special edition comes pre-wired from Honda with the relay mounted up there in that corner. Now, what I did was took that relay, because that's your hot coming from your battery in the back, and I brought it up and mounted it an ISO board here, and that's my main terminal here. And then my second battery is here, going to the other side of the ISO, and then off of that point I went back to my relay. So my winch is still fed, it's just fed off the second battery, and I used the winch feed as my primary coming in. Now I just want to walk you through, this is my second fuse block, and as you can see, what I'm running off of this battery is the heated seats, the radio, the rear lights, the party lights, the rock lights, and the whip lights. This fuse block is fed off of this solid state solenoid. So this is a Napa part. Anyway, this come from Napa. If you go this route, make sure you get the solid constant duty solenoid. Do not get the starter solenoid. It looks like an old Ford starter solenoid. The difference is the Ford starter solenoid is an intermittent, which means in about 2 hours out on the trail, this thing's going to burn up. So you got to get the solid state, solid constant duty, continuous duty. It's about $39 at Napa. I'm also running a Napa battery for my second battery. I know there's a lot of haters out there on these Napa batteries, but this is a DL20. It's the biggest Napa makes. The thing I like about this battery, 12 months. 12-month warranty, no questions asked. Burn it to the ground, bring it back in, grab another one. For the money, you can't beat it. All right, so these two wires right here, have nothing to do with it. What that is we added a tender charger for when we're here at the house. So when it's up in the shop, I can plug it in. I ain't got plugs dangling and all that. So the way this thing works, your primary battery coming in. So if you're starting fresh, this CA battery tray, I bought this offline. This thing's made in Tennessee, kind of partial to Tennessee. So one thing I want to tell you about this, don't go on Amazon and get this thing. Some knucklehead out there is charging $99 to $100 for this. If you go to their website, this is $48. I think it's $53, and then I got 5% off or something like that. Put me at 48 bucks for this. It's $100 on Amazon. I did get this from Amazon. It's just a marine water resistant, not waterproof, secondary fuse block. It's got all your grounds. And just so you know, the way this thing, we done it, came pre-wired. I took the hot wire from here off, run it to here. That's my primary voltage for my isolator, and I'm using the True, the SBL 18. That is your main coming in. On this side, I came off the battery. I jumped to the solenoid, off the solenoid, back down. From there, back to my winch. That completes the circuit. This right here is a trigger wire off my ignition. A lot of people wire these second batteries up to where everything stays hot all the time, and you've either got to unplug the battery or they've got a master kill switch. Mine runs off my ignition switch. So when I cut my key off, both fuse blocks go off. So there's no chance of leaving anything on, no kind of residual bleed off, nothing. Everything is dead because it breaks right here. Now when the key comes on, this magnetic pulls in, voltage passes through, comes around into the fuse block. I took this ground back around to the battery, from the battery back around to the winch. So the ground from the first battery, the second battery, the winch, and 2 points off the chassis, so it's a completely grounded system. Didn't do a bunch of splicing. Every circuit has a hot and its own ground. I don't have 15 grounds coming to one ground and a big wire nut. Everything has its own ground wire coming back to ground terminals. Everything's heat shrunk. I've got marine grade heat shrink on everything, and like that. So if you're looking at putting the second battery setup system in here on your Talon, we had one on our Pioneer. You know, you run them on a boat. Anything that is going to leave you stranded somewhere, this ain't bad. This is pretty cheap insurance that you're going to get home because you've got a battery that will start the thing. I want to show you one other thing we did. I'm going to, again, forgive the shaky. I'm trying to put in a dual voltage meter. Now what you'll see, you see you got 12.3 and 12.6. Instantly goes to 14. When the isolator kicks in, the other one will jump up to 14. Boom. You come out here and the blue light should be on. That's how you know it's charging both batteries. Now, the blue light's going to stay on. Roughly 3 to 5 minutes is usually how long mine stays on. Once it gets down to like 13.9, it'll kick off, it'll reset. There have been reports with these Trues that of them sticking and draining the battery. This is the third one I've run and haven't had no issues with it. I've sunk them in mud holes, I've flipped them, I haven't had a blue lay down on me yet, so there it goes. And it's off. System's completely dead again. So I hope it's helped. Again, wasn't no big grandioso kind of presentation. I just, you know, again, we don't get sponsored by nobody. That's how I can tell you what I really think, and it don't bother me. Ain't nobody paying my bills but me. But most of that stuff comes from Napa. And to answer the big question, I built that system for under $300. That's battery included. So battery, solenoid, the true, the tray, the fuse block, the wire, the connectors, everything's for under 300 bucks. And I'll put it up against any $1,200 system out there. Alright, y'all. For those of you following us, we appreciate it. For those just joining in, hang out and hang on. We headed to the Rockies with this. Alright, y'all. Till next time, y'all enjoy the ride.